After I sold my first business, I was working at my desk one day and I noticed that the acquiring CEO was watching me work over my shoulder. And I was like, hey dude, what's up? And he explained to me that after he bought a business, he really liked to watch the founders of the product use the product for the reason that, of course, the founders know the product better than anybody else. And secondarily, because they'd been using the product for so long, they really knew the product inside and out. They knew all these little tips and tricks that were so second nature that they wouldn't even necessarily think to explain to somebody else. So in the spirit of that, I wanted to go through Changebot today and actually approve some updates just so you can see how I go through the process, what I publish, what I don't publish, how do I edit things, and hopefully it can be an instructive process. So let me switch over to my screen here. There we are. And let me make it a little bit bigger. And just as a reminder, all of this information has been pulled directly from the code changes that we're making. Everything you'll view today hasn't been pre-edited or anything like that. These are all just updates based off of Changebot learning what our product is and who our product serves and what information it thinks it might be useful to share. Just so you know, starting with the end in mind, this is what our changelog looks like. You can see here, I think our changelog already looks pretty impressive. If you just look at the dates, just starting in November or starting in December, we've already got a couple of updates here, even over the holidays. And so we're gonna add a couple more updates and make that look even more impressive. Let's scroll down to the bottom here. The first thing I like to do is just, especially since I have a little bit of backlog over the holidays, I have 13 updates waiting for me to review. I like to just take a look in batches. And so the first thing I notice here when I'm looking through these updates is that these bottom three look very similar. They were all published, or they were all committed on the same date. And these three here look like they're all performance. So my first thought is that I think of these three updates, we'll probably publish one. And in future updates of Changebot, we're looking into ways that we can cluster updates a little bit better so that we can take these are three distinct different changes, but they're all the same in nature. In future updates, we're looking to make it so that this will just be one update feature and make it a little bit easier and faster for you to publish that. So let's just take a look through these. This one says we've made some under the hood improvements to enhance the performance. Yep, I think this top paragraph is very good and I think it's very publishable. This second line here, talking about the cart, this is related to a specific feature that we have where we use this cart analogy. So I don't think it's probably not directly useful to reference the cart directly, although maybe it is because we reference the cart in the product. And then this final line here is very good. So this line here is a little bit questionable. One of the benefits of having duplicate updates is that I can go through the three of these, and if one of them I like, I can just publish that one and archive the other ones. So we've made some behind the scenes improvements. Reduced number of database interactions. This is maybe overly technical, although I think probably most people understand what that means. But one of the things I'm looking for is I just don't want to be too jargony. I want to focus more on this kind of second part where we want you to be able to access your data more quickly and make your life better in some way. We always want Changebot to be very focused on what the benefit of the update is. And let's take a look at this third one. More behind the scenes enhancements, loading teams and products. So yeah, this looks like this was just a series of performance improvements that we did, which is great and very helpful. In this last line here, we've optimized the way, making sure that everything's always up to date without unnecessary delays. I don't know how, I guess we want Changebot to be enjoyable. So I think of the three of these, and also because I'm recording and I'm not going to spend an incredibly long time going through this, I think I like this last one the best, even though talking about how things are working asynchronously, it's a little bit technical. One thing I might do, so I'm going to go ahead and publish this one. And I always like to publish things as of the date that they were committed because I like to have that nice gradation. Some of our customers will just go through and just publish everything on the same date because it's all the same to them. I'm not going to publish this to Webflow, and I'm going to schedule that. And so that'll be live as soon as it's done publishing here. We'll see it's here in our list, being published on that date. And we have 2 in a row, which is really great. Let's go back. I'm not going to publish these, but just for demonstration purposes, I think that especially on this one, because I didn't really care for this second line, you can just, I would probably just delete it. For something like performance improvements that there's not, I think that the purpose of publishing this update is that you want customers to know that performance is important to you and it's something that you're always working on. I think it's really nice to have at least like once a month, something performance related or security related, just to show that, just almost like an indication that these are the things that are important to us. For something like that, especially if I wanted to move quickly, I would just delete that line and then I would publish this one. But I like the other one better still. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna skip this one. So let's take a look at this template fix in navigation bar. Fix an issue. It's causing the update builder not to display correctly for some user. It's due to a syntax mistake. Oops. So this is not, I think this this would be like a totally reasonable update to post, especially because we're doing it in volume and we're just showing the volume of updates that we're publishing. I think for this one, we just launched this new update builder feature. I think it's very unlikely that anybody even saw this. If I knew for a fact that somebody experienced this issue, I would probably publish the update just so that it's like out there. And I'm not like, I don't feel embarrassed that we had the issue. I think it's actually better that we had a problem and we were able to quickly resolve it. But just because I know, or I'm relatively certain that nobody even saw this issue, I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one as well. And so let's maybe let's do these final two here. Enhanced styling for published updates. Let's take a look at this. We've improved the styling of our published updates to enhance your user experience. The updates are now wrapped in a new div element, allowing for better layout management. Great. Additionally, we've added some responsive padding classes, so on and so forth. This was due to some work that we did around making this updates page look a little bit better in different layouts, specifically on mobile devices. If I wasn't recording, I would probably spend a little bit more time on this, but I'm trying to be like fast and zippy because I want to make good use of your time. And I'm tempted to skip, but I think actually what I want to do is, I think that the specific thing here is like adding responsive padding classes to ensure that interface looks great on all devices. I think that this is a better update if we just call it out saying like, we've improved, oh boy, I'm typing in a demo. Goodness. We've improved our responsive, we've improved the look of the updates page on mobile devices to ensure the interface looks great. We've improved the look of the update page to ensure that the interface looks great on all devices, providing a more polished and user-friendly experience, even if your customers are browsing on the go. Okay, so I think that's publishable. So we'll go ahead and save that. We'll publish it. Again, we'll publish it for the commit date. We will not publish it to Webflow, and we'll ship it. Do one more here. Enhanced update page with infinite scroll. We're excited to introduce infinite scroll pagination to the team updates page. So yeah, the benefit here is that doing this significantly speeds up loading times, especially for those teams with large number of updates, like Changebot. We've got 105, just kidding, we've got 107 updates. By implementing this feature, the update will now load seamlessly as you scroll, eliminating the need for manual page switching. Yeah, so this is another one. I think this update's good. And I think we'll post this one. The one thing that I think is behind the motivation here is that one of the experiences that we want our customers to have is when they share this update log with their customers, we want to create this thing where it's, oh yeah, here's all the updates in December. Okay, here's all the updates in, cool. Here's all the updates. Oh, look, did you see that seamless pagination? So here's our updates, basically like a weekly update in November. Here's October. Oh man, so many updates in October. Goodness, busy in October, September. And so we really want to create this experience that if you show a customer, a lot of times when a customer is evaluating a product that they want to buy, they're going to look at the changelog and they don't probably know enough about the product to even necessarily know what they're looking for. But one thing is certain is if they look in your changelog in the last update 6 months ago or a year ago, it just doesn't speak very well for one, if your company is a company that can ship, but secondarily, is your company well organized and has the processes put together where you can actually get the update written and out the door? Like it takes a little bit of coordination and effort that will differentiate you from other businesses. So this is the experience that, like, without even reading it, this is the experience that we want to have, is that they're like, wow, this is like only a few months ago. Then it just keeps going. So I think that is like the key thing that I will narrow in on here. Maybe I'll even put it right at the top here. This is proof that I didn't think about this ahead of time, and I'm seeing this cold with how slowly my brain's working. Let's go with this. It's a lot of we's, but let's just write it and we'll edit it. We know how important that jaw-dropping moment it is when you show a customer or a potential customer your changelog, and it seems to go on forever. Kind of stupid, but we're gonna go with it. This new infinite scroll feature makes sure that you still get that same wow effect, but also while also loading page quickly. Best of both worlds. Exclamation point, smiley face. So I think we can kill this line here, and then yeah, this looks good. I like this. So let's go ahead and publish that. Committed app, no Webflow. Because we don't use Webflow anymore. We just use our changelog. It's linked directly on our homepage. Okay, so here we are. Here we have those 3 updates we just published. Very quick, we're up to 108 updates. Changebot hasn't been in development. Like, we started development lightly in like March, but probably pretty seriously over 6 months. So we've got 108 updates over the past 6 months, which I think is great. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the product. And so yeah, let's switch back over to me. So I hope that was helpful. The key things that I wanted to point out there is that you don't have to be afraid to skip, and you don't have to be afraid to, if a bunch of updates look like they're on the same topic, just pick the one you like the best. I also think that, unfortunately, customers and potential customers are not reading every single word. So certainly don't publish anything that's not true, or something that you don't think represents what your goals are with the business, but also don't feel like you need to get everything completely perfect, because again, the biggest effect that we're trying to achieve is that we want to show how much effort's going into the product. We are a company that ships, hopefully you're a company that ships, which is very rare. So we just want to demonstrate to customers that we are working on the product actively. We're putting things out there into the world, and we actually are organized enough, and we have our internal processes organized enough that we're actually able to tell customers on a regular basis. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any comments, please let me know. As you sign up for your account, you can sign up on changebot.ai, and you can start a trial and connect your GitHub and get a bunch of updates. If you have any feedback, please let us know. We're always improving it, as you can tell, and keep an eye on our changelog for all of our future updates. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.